Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel Mukesh English, and this is Mukesh Soni. Friends, in this video we shall have the discussion of a very important and very interesting poem, Stairs, which is called in Telugu language Chupulu. Why Telugu language? This poem is written by a renowned Telugu poet scholar by Jayaprabha. Jayaprabha's full name is Ani Pindi Jayaprabha, was born in 1957, and she's very famous Telugu poet. And stares means when you look at somebody continuously and the next person feels uncomfortable by the way you look. So there is a question is here. We have one question. Have you seen any negative experiences when someone is staring at someone? So this is what we are going to discuss here, how the people take the staring at one person, especially how the female takes it, and is it really good way or the right way or the wrong way? This is what we are going to discuss in this poem, Stairs, which is called in Telugu, Chupulu. This poem highlights the harassment and objectification women face due to the male gaze. Gaze means stare. The poet has used very strong imagery and metaphors to describe how these stares feel like a violation, causing discomfort, fear, and frustration. However, the poem moves from there's a transformation from fear to empowerment as the speaker decides to fight back instead of escaping. The speaker says that don't get afraid. You need to fight. If you feel that the stare of a male is creating a kind of discomfort. So let's begin the explanation of this poem stanza wise. Okay. Stanza number one. The poet says, look from two eyes, dart like needles, roam freely on flesh. Look from two eyes, dart like needles, roam freely on flesh. So here the poem begins by describing how men's stares feel like a sharp object, just like a dart like needles. So dart means very quick, piercing glance. Needles means very much painful. So the glance of men, staring of men, gazing of men, something like something is getting pierced, very much painful. This shows that these looks are not innocent but hurtful and uncomfortable. These stares roam freely on flesh. What is the meaning of this line? That means they do not respect personal boundaries. The person who stares on a female, they do not respect the personal boundaries. So these images suggest that women's bodies are treated like objects to be inspected rather than human beings to be respected. So in such kind of stare, we do not get a feeling of respect. We feel a kind of feeling of inspection, right? They are treating women's body as an object which can be inspected. So this is what has been mentioned by the poet in the very first stanza. Second stanza, the poet continues, the looks never look into the face, the words never come from the heart, they crawl on the body like white ants, disgust every time I see them. I repeat, the looks never look into the face, the words never come from the heart, they crawl on the body like white ants, disgust every time I see them. So the looks, I'm sorry, the looks never look into the face. What is the meaning of this line? It means men who stare do not see women as individuals with feelings. Instead of that, instead of making eye contact, their gaze is focused on the body. So there's a lot of difference between the eye contact and another way of observing someone's body, right? So here the poet is saying that we cannot find in such look a kind of eye contact. We can find here it's a gaze, it's a staring on the body. The words never come from the heart. That means if these men speak, their words are insincere, shallow, or lustful. They do not respect women as equals. Right? Got it now? The people who look at women from such kind of gaze, we cannot consider the words sincere words. No, we will consider the words as the insincere, shallow, and lustful. They do not respect women as equals. The poet then compares these stares to the white ants crawling on the body. White ants means termites. That means to say, white ants slowly destroy whatever they crawl on. So, this comparison suggests that these stairs are not just annoying, they are also deeply unsettling and damaging. So, thus, these stairs are like the ants, how the white ants damage the thing on which they crawl. Similarly, such kind of gaze, such kind of staring are similar to those white ants which not only annoy but also are very much damaging. So the speaker feels disgusted every time she experiences such kind of look. Okay, now stanza number 3. I'm a bit slow. Those eyes belong to a million classes, but their looks are all the same. Those eyes belong to a million classes, but their looks are all the same. So the poet makes an important point here. What's the important point? Harassment is not limited to any one class of men. We cannot say that, okay, this category, this group only harasses. We cannot exactly limit the harassment to one particular category of men. Whether a man is rich or poor, educated or uneducated, his attitude towards women often remains same. So this very general conclusion by the poet here. So we cannot confine the harassment to a particular class of men, either they are educated, rich, poor, uneducated. Their attitude towards women will always be the same, according to the poet. This shows how deeply ingrained the misogyny and objectification in our society. It's a universal problem. It's not related to any of the, it's not limited to any particular background, okay, only this X, this Y caste, etc. No, it's a universal issue. So what can be done? Let's see in the fourth stanza. Only one signal in those looks, hunger like a salivating dogs, salivating dogs, an ugly bare fist chases you even in dreams. The poet says that these stares communicate only one thing. What? Lust or desire. Lust or desire. She compares this lust or desire to a salivating dog's hunger, which is a strong image of uncontrollable craving. You would have seen how a dog's saliva comes out when the dog observes some eatable object. Similarly, such kind of gaze, such kind of staring is similar to the saliva of dog which shows hunger. So this is a very strong image of uncontrollable craving. A dog does not think before it acts, it simply follows its hunger. Similarly, these men who stare do not see women as human beings, but they look at women as an object of desire, as an object of lust. So now we are moving to the next stanza. I'm sorry. The another phrase which we find in this stanza here, an ugly bare fist chases you even in dreams. What does it mean? It means this experience is very traumatic, a very traumatic, unbearable, I would say. Even when the speaker is asleep, she cannot escape this feeling of being pursued or threatened. The bare fist could symbolize the brute force, showing that the gaze is not just passive, it also carries a threat of violence, right? Now, stanza 5. No difference between day and night in this thick forest, no place at all to escape these looks. No difference between day and night in this thick forest, no place at all to escape these looks. The poet says that harassment happens all the time. There's no difference between day and night. This shows how inescapable this experience is for women. Women cannot run away from such experiences. They cannot escape. World feels like thick forest, which means it is full of hidden dangers. How the forest will be thick and you don't find out anytime anybody can attack. Similarly, the world is full of hidden dangers like thick forest. The phrase no place to escape, it means women have nowhere to feel safe. They are not safe, according to the poet. So, this reflects the harsh reality of women who must always be cautious and alert in the public spaces. Next, Anja, on the road, in buses, classrooms, behind your every step, wounding some part of the body, looks tipped with poison keep pricking you. The poet lists here different places where women face harassment. Number one, on the road, that means public space. In buses, that means public transport. In classrooms, that means to say educational institutions are also not safe as far as the women's safety is concerned. So these stares are persistent. They follow women everywhere, maybe on the road, maybe in the buses, or maybe at the workplace. The poet describes these looks as a very wounding and compares them to poison tipped objects that always keep pricking her. So this emphasizes how harmful these stares feel both physically and mentally. So such stares have a lot of psychological impact, not only physical, not only physically it affects, but also it also affects psychologically, right? Then next stanza, the poet says, frightened I want to disappear into the distant sky, into the emptiness. How? The constant harassment makes the poet feel helpless. She feels very much scared. She wants to disappear. That means either physically escaping or mentally withdrawing from the world. The distant sky and emptiness means a kind of a place of freedom, which is far away from the oppression she faces, which is far away from the sufferings, from the troubles she faces due to the stare. This shows how harassment affects women's mental health, making them feel like they do not belong to society, right? Stanza number 8. But escape is no solution. So I begin to teach my eyes the sharpness of thorns to fight those poison looks. Now this the woman has got some daring here, like let's see what a kind of resolution. No escape. So the poet says instead of running away, the poet has chosen what task to resist, to face the challenge. She realizes that escaping will not solve this issue because harassment is everywhere day, night, road, bus, schools, workplace, everywhere. You can't run away. She decides to make her eyes as sharp as thorns, means be alert. She'll fight back by staring defiantly at her harassers. Means to say, if someone stares, you stares with the 200% intensity, right? This is the another way to fight. This makes a turning point in the poem. What's the turning point? From fear to empowerment. She was afraid, Now she is going to empower herself. So this is a switching over in this poem. There's a transformation we find here. The lady, the woman who used to fear of the gaze, of the stare of men, now she takes this fear, she converts this fear into the empowerment by gazing, by staring with more intensity over the men. So stanza number 9. Now to chase away those eyes, I fight with my eyes, timid eyes which cannot look straight for 2 seconds, run to the underworld. Now the speaker fights back using her own gaze, right? As I told you, she stares at these men with confidence, forcing them to look away. The way now the speaker, the poet, observes or stares or the gaze at the men, automatically the men will turn away their eyes, right? They cannot stare now. The men's eyes, which were once aggressive, now the men's eyes have become timid. The men's eyes cannot straight for 2 seconds. Not only for 2 seconds, these men can have a proper eye contact with these women on whom on whom they used to stare. They run to the underworld. That means they run to the underworld. That means they are afraid when confronted with a by a strong woman. They run to the underworld. They are afraid. Means to say they just run away when they find such a lady who stares, who stares who stares at the men with a double intensity. They run away because they cannot face such a strong woman. Right? Last stanza. A day will come when women in this country have thorns, not only in the eyes, but all over their bodies. Very interesting stanza, a lot of daring statement. A day will come when women in this country have thorns, not only in their eyes, but all over their bodies. The poet imagines a future where all women are strong and protected. They'll have thorns all over the bodies. That means they will no longer be vulnerable. Means people cannot stare. People cannot make them suffer. People cannot have any kind of psychological impact. Right? No one will dare to harm or disrespect women. Such future will appear. This is a vision of empowerment. This is a vision of great, I'm sorry, this is a vision of empowerment. This is a vision of gender equality, where women are not afraid anymore. So, what message do we get from this poem, Stairs? From this poem, Stairs Chupulu, that's in Telugu language. What message do we get after reading this poem? Number one, the poem exposes the daily harassment faced by women and the psychological impact it has on the women. And this harassment, this stares, moves from fear and helplessness to anger and empowerment. The poet encourages women to stop feeling powerless and instead fight back with confidence. So, friends, this is how I have tried to give you a brief explanation of this poem line by line. So, we have seen here how this poem explores the power dynamics inherent in our society, right? And this poem also shows the challenges, the societal norms, and the expectations of a woman. So, I hope you have liked this video. Just write something in your comment box after reading this video. What are your comments? What are your opinions about those people who look at women with a very lustful and desireful gaze, a desireful stare, I should say. So friends, thank you so much for watching this video. For all the videos of your syllabus, just look into the description box. You'll be getting all the videos links or the playlist. So subscribe the channel for more videos, model question paper, etc. Do subscribe the channel, and this poem is in the syllabus of second semester BBA General English, Bangalore University syllabus. So thank you so much. Stay in tune with Mukesh English.